Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back KS family, and please note I don't have WhatsApp or Telegram. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth and positive excellence in the process. And if you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that our global family's love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone. There is always hope, and the sun will come out again. This video is all about the weak get weaker. Because of the widespread contagion and the fallout from FTX and Alameda research, if you hold any of these tokens, you need to be careful. These weak could get very much weaker. And also, be careful of what the media says. There's certain media sources out there saying that FTX is the largest bankruptcy. It's just simply not the case. The Lehman Brothers bankruptcy on September 15, 2008 was a staggering $691.06 billion. And Enron on December 2nd, 2001 was $65.5 billion. I've seen reports going around that FTX is going to be more than Enron. We have to just keep our eye on the situation. It's a developing picture, but let's just keep things in perspective. If crypto didn't exist and Sam Bankman-Fried was in the stock market, he would be kind of like Holmes from Theranos. They're just bad actors. Unfortunately, bad actors exist in every single market. That said, let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 0.31% to 16,643. Ethereum is up 0.23% to 1209. Looking at the main markets and the concept behind this particular chart that is shared in TM6 inside the masterclass is to gain an overall perspective on what the markets are doing, is to see cross correlations. For example, when the S&P 500 fear gauge, the VIX, comes down, we expect stock market indices to go up. And we know that Bitcoin and crypto cannot escape the stock market's gravity. We expect them to go up as well. Of course, you get decorrelation when you have bad actors doing bad things. And that's why recently crypto came down. But it would be going up aside from Sam Bankman-Fried. We also have midterm elections, and that can throw some volatility around, especially inside the crypto market. And when we look at bond prices, they're starting to normalize. We've seen bond yields starting to kick back as the dollar increases and puts pressure on gold. Oil is still selling down, and risk-on sentiment in the market is still elevated. With the fallout from FTX, it's not surprising at all that total crypto market cap is showing a degree of weakness. It's not been able to get above this SL, this Stanfield line, which is all about market structure. This is where smart money institutions are coming in and selling crypto wide. That's at the 795.021 billion mark. Total crypto market cap is currently 787.99 billion. And we've got some short-term support. So if we actually manage to get and test this 795.021 billion, we've still got a lot of resistance above. Please bear that in mind. We also have support. And if you just trace that back, you can see it's around this area. Just have a look at the particular Bitcoin fingerprint on your beloved alts to see where that could be. Just like total crypto market cap, Bitcoin is currently under an SL as well, a smart money sell level at 16,649. Bitcoin is currently trading at 16,626. It's just slightly under. It doesn't mean it's quite resistance yet, but it's getting there. And masterclass students, you'll note we're starting to get into some weakness and negative air. And what that basically means, when you have positive air, it's the buyers are coming in at support levels and pushing the price higher. When you see this kind of action, it means the sellers are fundamentally in control. But always bear in mind, it's the weekend and light volumes can push things around. And Masterclass students, please have a look at LV25, Midterm Election Volatility Secrets You Need to Know. When looking at the 2018 fractal from the midterm elections, we can see that price actually came down substantially. And if price follows that 2018 midterm election cycle, we can see that there's a lot of support around the 13,895 mark. So we would expect price to get caught around here, or at least slow down very, very much. It's kind of like a safety net. When you look at this, if you have more and more support lines closer to price, that's actually a really good thing. And we don't really have that at the moment. We have one support level at 15,758, another at 14,582, and a mass of them around the 13,800 mark. So just bear this in mind. It's important to always do your three-dimensional strategy. That is, to do your BORSOG code, and this applies to your entire portfolio, but you could actually do it for each specific trade if you wanted to. And I do a deep dive on this code and how to read it and how to create it in episode 685. But the basic concept is that you control your trade or investment, but the market controls the return. What's going to hit you more? Going long at spot. If the market comes down, you need to be prepared for that. You need to have a strategy. What are you going to do? Are you going to hold? Are you going to add? Or are you going to sell? These are the things that you must come to a decision on ahead of time. The first part of the code is about what you think the market will do, and there's a percentage attached to that. And you just take the dominant percentage. If you absolutely believe with 80% certainty that the market is going to go up, you put U80 in the first little area. The second area between the brackets is your entire portfolio. What do you think the market is going to do if it goes the direction you anticipate? How do you think your portfolio will cope with that? So we're actually looking at inverters here, and hedges, and also followers. So for example, 99% of alts will follow Bitcoin's gravity, but about 1% will not. And if you have a lot of inverters as the market is coming down, and inverters just simply mean they're going to go up as Bitcoin comes down, and they're quite difficult to find, but they can be found. And if you would like to know how to find inverters, LV21 of the Masterclass, BORSOG secrets plus a new signal chart. If you look at LV21, it will help you significantly in finding BORSOG opportunities, but you must have all of the Masterclass's knowledge before you look there. And just be aware, inverters can move the other way. If Bitcoin comes up or the entire crypto market comes up, they can move down. So just need to be aware of this. And if we look at the top gainers in the past 24 hours, we can see Chili's out in front, Algo, Ape, XCN, OKB, Stacks, and Leo. And if we go the other way, the greatest losers over the past 24 hours, HBAR, Near, Convex Finance, Solana, Link, GT, and Nexo. We were talking a bit about Chili's, and we've become quite synchronized in with the market on Chili's. I'll describe a little bit more about that later on. And the real reason for doing your daily three-dimensional risk management code is the synchronization factor. You want to try to raise your sync factor up so that you get the Midas touch or in the zone state. That's not easy to do because institutions are always trying to desync people. And this is happening right across every single market. They make their money by desynchronizing market participants. For example, yesterday, the price of Chili's was just at this point where we did percentages up and percentages down. We can see that there was a lot of positive momentum inside Chili's because of the World Cup coming up and all the fan tokens associated with Chili's. And what did we see? That first target of 25.50 52 was absolutely reached, and it overshot that. And everybody who's done well on Chili's, well done, congratulations. Please bear in note that there's some fairly significant resistance up here at around the 28.49 mark, so just bear that in mind. If we get a lot of sellers coming in, it won't reach this, so you may like to take partial profits on the way up. Don't forget that all price is always moving in a wave, always up and down. For example, if Chili's price was here, let me make it there. No, let's do it there. If Chili's price was here, you may say, oh, I've missed out completely. And then what happened? It came down and tested one of those SLs. These SLs are incredibly valuable. They're incredibly powerful. And what happened if you were trying to get in on this and you were just buying, you were FOMOing in, and then the price actually comes down and you say, oh, I totally mistimed it, I need to get out. And then what happens? The price goes up and down and all over the place and then takes off. Just keep in mind that the markets or the institutions are always trying to desynchronize you. That's why we do the BORSOG code each and every day. It makes you think critically about your synchronization levels, and it also helps you, and especially in crypto because it's so rapidly changing, it puts a risk management framework across your portfolio. And the thing to understand, all investors become traders anytime they buy or sell. Just investors simply hold for longer. They buy and sell differently, but they still buy and sell. If you're an investor and you don't have an exit position, you could get really whacked around at times like this. And that's really, really difficult because the concept of holding forever just goes independently of what happens inside the market. For example, we don't know the fallout right at the moment with the FTX saga. If you're investing in anything associated with FTX ventures, for example, Yuga Labs, Mina, there's a lot of different things in here. Just be aware, Aptos, just be aware that these may actually get liquidated. It's no cause for concern or panic, but you need to be mindful. And if you're looking at anything that Alameda holds, for example, Anchorage, Lido, Solana, Polygon, all of these things, you know that Alameda and FTX have become bankrupt. Whatever they have, they must sell. And that forced selling could actually create either massive opportunities to get in at a lower price if it is a good project and exists independently of FTX and Alameda, or that selling opportunity will just continue until it goes to zero or becomes a meme token. So you must be really, really aware of this. Then the question becomes how deeply Alameda is involved with things. It's important to understand when we look at a chart like this, it doesn't mean Alameda is 100% responsible for the funding of a particular project, say PERP, for example. It can mean that it's had a part to play, but we're really, really in the dark how much of a part to play Alameda and FTX Ventures have actually had in many of these tokens. It's important if you're seeing weakness inside a specific crypto, it means that it's been hit with the Alameda FTX touch, and that's a nasty touch. In a crypto winter, only the strong survive, so we don't want to be playing around with weak cryptos. And a very good way to assess how weak a particular crypto is, just compare it to Ethereum. Ethereum is a mainstay, it's a powerhouse. And if we look at Ethereum down about 26%, we can use this as a benchmark. How is BNB gone? Well, it's down less, it's more powerful than Ethereum. That's actually a good thing because Binance is a centralized exchange. If we were seeing a particular centralized exchange token just sinking into the depths of very, very powerful negative losses, we would be worried about that exchange. It could be a contagion effect. XRP has done well. It's done better than Ethereum. What about Doge? It's come down more, but of course it rallied a lot more before this contagion hit. ADA is doing better than Ethereum. And when we look at Matic, that is doing worse. So there's a little bit of weakness. We can see comparative weakness in Matic. What about DOT, Polkadot? It's doing better. What about SHIB? It's doing around the same. Keeping up this kind of analysis, when we look at Solana, whoa baby, that has gone down quite a bit, 64%. This would suggest that there's actually Alameda FTX Contagion on this particular crypto. When we look at Tron, down about 21%, it's doing much better than Ethereum. Litecoin is a powerhouse at the moment. More what? As you're looking at this, just keep in mind, Ethereum down about 26%. So when we look at Uni, doing better than Ethereum, AVAX doing worse, we could have some contagion effects in here. Link doing worse, but not that much worse. Atom doing worse, maybe contagion, maybe, we don't know. And this is the problem. There's so little clarity, so little transparency about what's happening. We just have to look at the charts and make a call. XLM doing quite well, stronger than Ethereum. And looking at exchange tokens, this can give us an idea of fallout. When we look and compare the top one, which is Binance Coin, BNB is an exchange token for the largest cryptocurrency, centralized cryptocurrency exchange in the world. It's down about 21%. Let's call it 22% just for fun. We can see CRO. CRO Crypto.com is not doing well. It's down 41%. This would raise question marks. Well, it should, in your mind. Is CRO liquid or has it been subjected to contagion? This is how you want to think about things. Leo, very sparse trading, but up. It's looking quite strong. OKB, looking strong as well. HT, not looking good at all. It's worse than Crypto.com. And when we look at KCS, just down a little bit, but not too bad. It's just approximating. GT, around the same, just a little bit weaker. But when we look at FTT, this is true contagion effect. You can see 92.34% down. This is Armageddon levels for FTT. We've seen many times in the crypto industry, and we saw it around VGX, Voyager, and Luna C, and so many other things. You can make money off crazy tokens that are melting, but just beware, you could also lose everything that you put into that. So please do your risk management. Another way that we can triangulate contagion is with wallets. TWT. So basically, CZ from Binance said, hey, you should put money in Trust Wallet and just get it off exchanges. And look at TWT, it just took off. You can notice that Reef has come down nearly 41%. And when we look at the Alameda Research and FTX Ventures portfolio, what do we see here? Ow, Reef. It very much looks like Reef is subject to contagion. And this is how you want to look at things. It's really, really important. And the other thing is when the actual wallet tokens take off, it's saying the confidence in centralized and potentially decentralized exchanges is falling. And if that is falling and people are they're running for the hills, using wallets to pull money off exchanges, that could create all sorts of knock-on effects, domino effects. But it's something that you should look at, and you should look at it seriously. Just keep track of these things each day. We can see SXP not putting in the same performance as TWT or SFP. SFP has been doing really, really well. TWT, SFP, outstanding. And C98 is part of the Alameda Research FTX Ventures portfolio just here, Coin98. But it's actually been holding up relatively well. This may mean that it is subject to contagion, but much less of it, potentially. Again, it's early days. We really don't know, but we have to be very, very mindful of what's going on in practicality, and the price charts will tell us that. Another thing to look at, if people lose confidence in centralized exchanges and they're just putting their cryptos in wallets, they may come back to DEXs, decentralized exchanges. So we can actually try to determine what DEXs have investor attention. And literally, the masterclass is all about tracking investor attention. And investor attention is measured by price. You could see what we did with Chiliz. We marked up our chart with the CTKS method. And then we were aware of the World Cup, FIFA 2022 coming in. So that could push Chiliz, which is basically a social engine, the lifeblood of Porto and Lazio and so many other fan tokens. So we could use that to find the market's focus. And if we see Chiliz coming up, there are associated cryptos that could be coming up with it. But before we buy or sell, we must master fear. If you don't master fear, fear will master you and it will put you in the nearest ditch. It's really, really important to replace fear with courage. And the only way to get courage is through active learning. And one of the fastest ways to do active learning is just do your BORSOG code each and every day. That's a very, very powerful way of telling the market, I respect you, market. Now pay up. And it generally does. And there are many ways to actually analyze price action, and we talk about those inside the masterclass. We can see that Uni has come down about 24%, XLM about 23% down, Cake about 21% down, SNX about 35% down, Rune about 29% down, 1 inch nearly 19% down, so 1 inch is actually quite strong. BAL down about 21%, and Sushi just lacking in investor attention at the moment, down about 34%. So we can see even the DEXs have not escaped the flight, and we're seeing a flight to safety. So many people are just so unsure of crypto right now. I am totally sure of crypto right now. There are so many opportunities inside the market, like just what we've seen with Chiliz. But you do have to know what you're doing, and I only trade, I do not invest. So if you're a long-term investor, you might actually want to consider taking your particular tokens off exchange and doing a cold wallet. But if you're a hardcore trader like me, you're doing exactly what you need to do, which is going in and out of positions. And when you see some sort of contagion occurring, you can simply shift your funds between exchanges. Just keep your eyes open. Turning to the important part, which is the fan tokens, the socials. Chiliz has been doing incredibly well. A lot of people will actually be buying up here. This is where I sold a part of my position, and I have a higher part going up to where all of that resistance is. And you can see a pullback in price. Currently, I'm buying at levels and layers down, hoping for one of these inverted spikes to come and slurp them all up, because I believe that Chiliz is just getting started. But of course, we have to see what happens. But that's what is the fundamental building block of trading. Fearlessness. You just look at things and you say, okay, this is what I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'm right. And if you're buying under spot and you're not using leverage, you're fairly safe. And that's why I always buy long at spot and I do not touch leverage. Let's have a look at Mask. Well, when we look at Chiliz, it's up 25%. Go Chiliz. And there's been some interesting things. One of your risk management strategies is to look into the founders of various cryptos, because if those founders, and this can be quite difficult, but if those founders are not exhibiting positive excellence. And what is positive excellence? It's all about integrity, decency, inner and outer peace. So many founders are just out there telling their followers they're poor and all sorts of things, and using a lot of really bad language and telling them to go jump, but not as nicely as I said. This is not positive excellence, it's immaturity. And immaturity is negative excellence. The opposite of all of these things is a big problem. When people subscribe to negative excellence, they make money their god, first and foremost. They're all about money. They just want money. They just want to show their wealth. And people like that generally take other people's money and show their followers other people's money that's found its way into their pockets. Please be careful of these people. And crypto is unfortunately rife with them. But you have some founders. I believe probably the highest integrity founder is Gavin Wood from Polkadot. Gavin is quite quiet about what he does. He's not showy at all. I believe that you could trust Gavin. And I may be wrong. I mean, who knows? But the concept is I haven't found any smoke or any fire in relationship to Gavin Wood. With positive excellence, we're into wealth and not riches. Wealth is very different from riches. Riches is always showy. It's always there to prove to somebody else that a person is worthy. When you have wealth, you know you're worthy. You have nothing to prove to anyone. And when we go after wealth, we put money last and the process first. The process is all about doing the right things, and success will just naturally follow. It's all about putting in the hard work, the persistence, the commitment. But unfortunately, in this day and age, everybody wants quick riches. What the unfortunate thing with quick riches, easy come, easy go. And Sam Bankman-Fried actually exemplifies that concept. He basically came from nowhere and was worth tens and tens of billions of dollars and now has negative net worth. Is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. Just do the right thing. As traders, we can be mindful of what the particular leaders are like. So we're actually in and out a lot. It's very different if you're an investor. If you're an investor, you really need to do your due diligence because you could be holding for years. So it's really going to matter to you. For traders, we're in and out. We're like ships passing in the night. And just looking quickly at the fan tokens, we can see Santos doing really well. Well done. Lazio also doing very well. We can see Porto just absolutely going for it. Alpine not doing too badly, but certainly not as well as the other ones. PSG also doing well, but not well comparative to the other three that we've just gone through. Bar not doing too well at the moment, but it is coming up, and that's what you want. Even if you get 1 or 2%, that's fantastic. That's what it's about. City doing nicely, but not as great a percentage move. That's why I put the percents in here for you. JUV doing quite well. And what you can actually see is potentially these ones that are doing less well could actually do more well when the ones doing really well take profit and start to push it across to other fan tokens. And ACM also doing very nicely. As more and more attention gets put into the fans and socials, we could see these ones like Bar and Alpine and City actually do really well because these particular trades that are very good trades at the moment may become overcrowded. And when they're overcrowded, the smart ones get out and actually do substitutes. And I'm talking strictly about trading. The alts direction and magnitude is very dependent on Bitcoin. And we can see Bitcoin is just slightly under a smart money sell level. But these kind of patterns, if you can see here, you've got a low, this is a low, but this is a higher low. At the moment is showing a degree of power inside the market, but we can also see we're still under resistance and we've actually bypassed a level of once support now turned to resistance as well. So you must be aware of this. But let's have a look into the liquidations, because this can give us a bit of an idea or understanding what's actually occurring. And the longs and the shorts are from lesson TG34 inside the masterclass. The link is in the masterclass. We can see the longs came in and said, whoa, I'm buying the dip. No worries, look at this power. And the shorts came in and said, thank you very much. We'll now liquidate you. And we can see that the Longs were liquidated, the shorts were liquidated, the longs were liquidated, the shorts were liquidated. Everybody's liquidating each other. And we can see total liquidations about 33.78 million across 14,782 traders. This is absolutely weekend action. What we're seeing here is basically a concept that the market can be pushed around really, really easily on light volume. And total liquidations across the past 24 hours, 53% short. Past 12 hours, about 69% long. Past 4 hours, 84% short. And the past 1 hour, let's make it 70% long. So you can see it's all over the place, but it's really, really low in terms of total liquidation volume. Just keep in mind, this is what happens on the weekends. When people are called into the markets, they officially inhabit Zone 1 and Zone 2 as they're learning to get rid of certainty and replace that with probabilities and rules and knowledge, of course. In Zone 1 and Zone 2, people are caught up with what could be, not what is. And this kind of thinking creates the lose money rule zones. It's literally a scarcity-based form of thinking. What we do after you've gone through the learning and you've had substantial losses, you become diamondized. Literally, you become a diamond through your learning, and you realize there is no certainty, there's only probabilities. For example, when we looked at chilies, it was a probability and not a certainty. But you can use probabilities to scale in and then scale out. Don't light switch in, all out. Know where your target is and hit the bullseye is really, really important. And generally, you have to do a lot of hard work to get up to there. But at times like this, when all these problems hit the fan, what actually occurs is people get more interested in learning. And the only bridge from Zone 1 and Zone 2, which are horrible, horrible zones to live in, to Zone 3 and Zone 4 is learning. Learning is the key. When you learn, you can make three-way decisions. Zone 1 and Zone 2 go all in and all out and only make one-way decisions. And then you think about the probability of things going a specific way. Use the CTKS method to mark up your charts. You understand percentages and you seek to get on the right side of that. And you use many, many rules. In Zone 4, it's all about positive excellence. And it's all about being happy now. If we try to be happy when we get to a certain point, maybe we never get to that point. Maybe it's just too far away. You deserve to be happy each and every day. And that's what positive excellence is all about. But it all starts with learning. Thank you, Miles, for your very beautiful comment. Tuning into the daily videos gives me so much joy. I just love you, your videos, and the KS community. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Miles, we love you too, my friend. And what you will see inside our community, we have a collection of the most incredible people on the planet. And I'm so very grateful to know you all. Kacharia 1986 made a comment on learning. He said, to learn means to adapt to a specific situation or acquire a certain skill or habit. It can be both mental and physical, sometimes a combination of both. Body and mind are closely connected to each other. Therefore, to learn means to move mentally and physically in order to achieve a better life, helping us to be kinder. And this is necessary for survival. The faster we learn a skill or a lesson, the better for us, but let's be patient, even if it takes us time to learn certain things. And certain things also take experience to learn. And trading and investing is one of those things that you need to experience it as well as to learn the theory. And Stamina said, sometimes when you don't feel like you know anything, that's actually a good thing. That's the time that you need to move on. It's a pivot point, a test. When you feel stupid, you move on and learn and gain strength, confidence, and positive excellence. And sometimes your learning will pay off and sometimes it won't. But if you improve each and every day, you're going in the right direction. And of course, you've got our global family there to support you each step of the way. And thank you, Brett, for your kindness. And anybody who is going through the FTX saga, as a global family, we're sending lots of love and healing thoughts to you. I know it's a really, really tough time. But as Brett said, please know that life pullbacks give you the strength for the next life rally, and the sun will come out again. You will get through this, and life and opportunities reset daily. And thank you also to Flamingo. Flamingo said, I learn by practicing, doing, and from my own mistakes. All of this relates to learning from experience. This is why not one of us should ever dwell on our mistakes. Instead, we should see them as learning opportunities. Very, very nice, Flamingo, and very, very true. And to Beardy. Beardy says, always a student, always learning. It takes humility to admit you don't know everything and to let others teach you. Well done, my friend. You know, it's really interesting if you think, if anybody says, I know everything, it's like, hey, don't you know that information is doubling like every 12 months? How could you know everything? There's just too many discoveries, too many things taking place all the time, too many of those inventors running around out there upsetting the apple cart. If you have family or friends who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. And thank you to Yana and Al. And Meditative Mind said, big virtual Aussie hugs to anyone going through a life pullback or having a bad day. It can't rain all the time. Hang in there. That's really nice, MM. And thank you also to Al. Al says, learning never ends, and sometimes relearning is necessary as new information strategies and/or technology changes the game. The CTKS Masterclass has done that for me. I also learn from experiences, from both my successes and the lessons learned from my mistakes. I've learned not to dwell on my mistakes and the things that happened that were out of my control. Move on as opportunities reset daily. So never stop learning, and remember, the more you learn, the more you realize you have yet to learn. So true, Al. And Brett said, learning is breaking old habits and creating new ones. Zone 1 and Zone 2 are habitual zones, and Zone 3 and Zone 4 are learn zones. They're new habit zones. Learning is pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone because learning is really, really tough and uncomfortable. And that's exactly why most people don't do it. Don't expect learning to be easy, and don't expect to understand things the first time around. You're creating new neurons in your brain, and neurons that fire together, wire together. So just keep at it and practice. And learning always brings rewards, commensurate with the amount of effort and energy and dedication you put in. Thank you, Brad. Beautiful comment. And to Badger's son, a very happy birthday. And Badger said, my son was so happy to hear his birthday wishes. He thanks you and the whole KS family very much. It's just so beautiful when the whole family gets involved. Thanks so much, Badger, and much love to your family and loved ones. And I must say, Brett's totally on fire. Oh, well done, my friend. Brett said, Rule 1, be like Ken, be kind. And Rule 2, be like Kate, my wife. Be so very supportive and kind. And most of all, be totally awesome. Fantastic, Brett. And to Oscar, what a wonderful comment. Learning is all about understanding and the ability to execute. Both are required for mastery of any subject. And that's why we do learning, because we want mastery. We just don't want to pass. We want to excel. And Art said, I'm a lifelong learner. Learning is an important part of my life, and it's one of the reasons I like to hang out here. There is so much to learn from the comments of the CTKS family every day. It's just incredible. Thank you so much, Art. And Ivan, what a great comment. Life is a constant construction of lessons. We should keep the humility to learn every day because we can learn from anything. Just beautiful. And love to you all, KS family. Just very, very nice, Ivan. And Divine Art said, learning, when we clear out the muddy waters of fear, blame, and negative forces, it opens our heart and minds for a greater capacity for learning. It's really, really beautiful. One of the things, if you have fear or blame or negativity, it's really difficult to learn because you get into that FOMO state. You want to go fast to go slow. That's what fear does. It makes you go fast, but instead you've got to redo everything. You end up going slow. So positive excellence is the exact opposite of what fear dictates, and fear is a dictator. What courage says, go slow to go fast. You've got this. You are worthy and you can do it. Well done, Divine Art. Really beautiful comment. And to Sinman, you are such a poet. Active learning in crypto and in life gives me the confidence to dissect my fear sandwich into rational bite-sized decisions. Just legendary, my friend. I'm so very appreciative and so grateful to know our global KS family. It's just beautiful. And well done, everybody, with your BORSOG codes. You're basically saying to the market, hey market, I'm paying attention, I know you're in control, and I'm doing my active learning. So reward me. And that's exactly what the market will do. It will reward you. It's funny, the more hard work and effort and energy you put in, the luckier you get, until you know it's not luck at all. It's really important to do those BORSOG codes each and every day. Just as we look for BORSOG opportunities, we go through the CTKS Creed, which is a series of positive statements that you say to yourself. What generally happens in life is that we say a lot of negative statements to ourselves subconsciously. It can be something like, oh, I knew this wouldn't work out. I'm just not smart enough. I always mess things up. I just can't do this. It's so complicated. It's just too hard. This thing will take forever. Those kind of statements will absolutely and utterly disempower you, no matter what those statements are leveled at. Instead, you want to get very, very empowered. And that's why the CTKS Creed was actually developed. It primes your mind for profitability in not just the crypto market, but also for happiness in life. Many people think that the world is against them. They can find limitless examples to point to when things didn't work out their way. But if you think differently about that and say, I know the universe wants me to succeed, doors will open to you that you would have thought were previously locked. A lot of people think that they have to fight to survive. It's me against the world. That's why we actually say something opposite to that, because that's fear taking over as your CEO. We say through courage, every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. They're courageous acts. When people say, I can never get it right, I just can't do this, I knew I would fail. The CTKS Creed comes in and whacks that around the head and says, I know opportunities and life reset daily. All you need to do is get up one more time, then you're knocked down, and we all get knocked down. Feeling worthy of success is incredibly important, so we say, I am worthy, I go slow to go fast. We all get setbacks in life, so that is why we say, life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. If you go 2 steps backwards, you're going to go 3 or 4 steps forwards at least. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Those 2 last sentences are so incredibly important. Being dedicated and committed makes you lucky because you're putting in the hard work. If you win or learn, you don't win or lose, you win or learn. And if you never blame, that actually means that you're learning, you're speeding the process of learning up. That doesn't keep you stuck. It propels you forward into a beautiful, beautiful future. At times like this, you need knowledge and skill. And if you would like to do the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, the links are in the description of this video. And please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.